Please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, 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 nah. Delve into emotion. Leave us in this moment. Yeah.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Tech Condo. Really appreciate you for being here live and direct every Saturday at 7 p.m. My name is Petra, as you can see down below. I am from the Eindhoven area from the Netherlands. Just a bit of a thing that we always do is a check-in, so I will ask you in a minute to check in. But before I do that, I really appreciate you for taking the time every single Saturday. I see a lot of familiar faces already in the chat, and we will have a fantastic short show maybe, but still a very nice show. We have a nice product to talk about coming soon, but before I do that, let's go ahead and talk to you to what's going on here? Something went wrong here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out later today. All right. So what are we gonna do? Of course, we're gonna first start with a welcome. So please go ahead and tell me where you are from. If you are using a alias, please tell me your real name, because I really like to know a little bit more about you. You're part of the community, and that is really cool. And then once we've done that, of course, we will dive into the main dish of the show, and that is the Hollyland Mars 300 Pro Enhanced, to be more specific, but that is what we're gonna do right now. So without further ado, let me check if I can get things organized here, because of some small hiccups that happens behind the scenes, but I think that I've managed it. Not quite yet. It seems that my ATEM there it is. My ATEM software did not work for just a minute, but it's just arrived very at the right time. Okay, good. Let's check it out. Let's check who is here. I see that Gerard was already in earlier today. Welcome all the way from Stuttgart in Germany. The Hollyland Mars 300 Pro is on my wish list, he says. So I'm very excited about this video, which is totally cool. I hope that you see this live, and if not, Gerard, you can see it after the fact. And like I said, as part of the show, if you have any questions during the show or after the show, or comments, or you want to bring in some of your own experience, please go ahead and talk to us. Really appreciate that. MT is also in the house. He says, "Hey Petra, really cool of you again to be here, all the way, of course, also from Germany." I see Rudy, who is from Belgium. He is in the house as well. That's the reason why I said goedenavond, goedenavond, and good evening to everybody. Of course, if you live in the States, it's good morning or good afternoon. But okay, that's beside the point. It's just a few different languages there. Indeed, MT is talking about Kermit, which brings me to the following point, and that is this here. Kermit is in the studio today, and he is lying there. He's minding his own business, as you can see, licking himself, making sure that he is totally beautiful and ready to go. So that does mean that I will have a bit of a Kermit problem during the demo just in a few minutes. As you can see, that's already taken care of there. But indeed, Kermit is in the house, and he is licking himself, which is totally cool of him to do, of course. By the way, if you want to know how I did that, that is via a NDI application on my iPhone, for people that want to know that. My dad is also in the house, and I need to talk about him in just a minute, because that is really cool that he's here. And Raul is all the way here also. I believe he was from Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome, Raul. Great of you to be here in the early morning. Not so early, but in the afternoon. That's Romania. He's from Bucharest, and that is, of course, George. Welcome. I love your penguin-ish icon. I love that. Thank you very much for being here. And Gerard is in the house. Cool. Good. Very good to see you indeed, like MT is also saying in the chat, which is fantastic. I think that I have everything, everybody. No, I forgot. Keith, of course, welcome, good morning. And I see all the way from Canada, Jordan is also in the house. All right, so that is, I think, the check-in of today. So let's go ahead and move to our roadmap of today. As you can see, we started with the welcome and then the check-in. I will, moving forward, provide times in the descriptions on YouTube so that you have easy access to the main meat of the show, so that you don't have to go through the whole list. You can just make it easier on yourself, and that's how we were going to do that. Okay, going to the Hollyland Mars 300. I want to talk to you about why we bought it. There is a we in this, so let's talk about that also. I will also explain to you my first use, because I just recently got it like on Wednesday, and I already used it for a real production. So I will already give you some first impressions on the product. Then we're gonna do a quick unboxing so that you can see what's in the box, how it looks like, how you can use it, that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna also connect it to the ATEM Mini. What I forgot to mention here is that there's also a iOS application which I have not yet installed on my phone, and if we have time left today, I will try to do that live so that you can see that live and direct without me even knowing how it works, so that we can explore it together. I want you to come back to have the goal of this show is for you to have a total impression on the product as much as I can. I do have a limited space. I cannot really go far with it, but I can already tell you that you can go far with it. I already tried that. So let's go ahead and make sure to start with the meat of the show, and that is, of course, the Hollyland 300, and this is the box that it comes into. That this is it, and it's really a fantastic setup. It's a little bit of an Apple-ish unboxing, to be honest, but I already did that. However, in all fairness, besides the wrap, it's 100% exactly how I thought I saw it for the first time. So you will see everything ironed out for you. All right, now, why did I purchase it? Well, actually, I didn't really purchase it. My dad purchased it. So first and foremost, it's a special warm thank you to my dad, because, well, let me make it a little bit more of a thing, to be honest, because this is something that doesn't happen too often. So let me make it more emphasized. Dad, thank you so much, so amazingly much for this product. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that was a little bit of a thing there. All right. Yes, indeed. So my dad actually purchased it for me. It's let's say a December present, if I could say it like that. So we'll probably use it. I can already use it, but it's actually meant for the end of this year. But why did we buy it? What's the reasonale behind it? So first and foremost, it's for my show. I really would like to, show you a little bit more in a mobile way of working. Now, I am using my phone for that already. However, I am not so happy with the quality, and I'm also not so happy with the battery drain that comes with the NDI application. So I want to do something else. Now, that being said, I will be showing you today how the Hollyland is used with my phone. You will see that it's not edge to edge, and you will see some letters there, but just think of it as a separate camera, and we're all good, just because I don't have any spare cameras lying around. So the mobile camera for Tech Condo, and as you may know, last week I already told you that I am actually in the market for a Sony I forgot. Oh yeah, the Sony ZV-E10. That is the camera that I'm also in the market. I will be purchasing that around about February next year, I think. I don't want to buy it at the moment, but I will definitely buy it as a additional camera for the studio, but also for me when I'm out and about, as they call it, so that I can really, be there and show you around, especially during, for example, IBC, which I will most likely go to in December of this year. So that is right. There is a video conference, and it looks like I will be there until now. Of course, COVID, you never know, but let's try to do it anyway. Okay, so that's about Tech Condo. Then my events business, of course, corporate events, for example. If you want to have a confidence monitor for your presenter, it's very nice to have a way to make that happen without the need of adding 10 meters of HDMI cable, for example. And also, and this is the way that I used it during the last Thursday, is to include a PowerPoint or keynote presentation on the ATEM Mini, which I exactly did. Again, thank you so much for my dad for doing that. Really appreciate that. That is the reason behind that, why I did it. Now, of course, you also may want to know what was the first use like. So the first use was on this Thursday, and unfortunately, I did not really have time to take pictures because it was quite an achievement. So what happened was that we had roughly 50 minutes from the moment that we came into the room and when I needed to start the countdown timer, which is, of course, a 5-minute countdown timer. So maybe I had 55 minutes to really get everything done, but 50 minutes to set up a full-on setup was quite a challenge. What did I bring with me? Maybe it's interesting for you to know. 2 cameras, both Sony cameras. One I used for making the pan for the presenter of the show. Then I had one which we call the ISO camera. That's basically a camera that is steady, that you can always go to, and has a little bit of a wider shot so that it's more like an establishment shot, so to speak. So those 2 cameras were connected via HDMI to my ATEM Mini Extreme. There I had a super source created with a picture of the presentation and the presenter, and I could do some animations, simple animations between about 6 different possibilities, and it was something that I already built for an earlier stream. The only thing was that I actually moved it from the Skyroy device to the ATEM Mini Extreme on the buttons itself, so that I could basically still do the same. So that was 2 cameras via HDMI into the ATEM Mini. Then via the Hollyland, we brought in the presentation. Of course, the presentation had a HDMI splitter because also the venue needed to have that same presentation on the big screen. So that needed to be taken into account as well. That didn't go very nicely, I have to admit, and we do need to talk about it a little bit. And next to that, I brought everything, the whole ATEM Mini Extreme, into a vMix production. There, I added some graphics and some videos, and that went to another ATEM Mini, and from there on, it went into the Microsoft Teams, which was the broadcasting software, so to speak, the Microsoft Teams. Now, again, I didn't have any pictures, but you can imagine that to make that happen in 50 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot. Of course, I also had audio, so I also brought the Rodecaster Pro. We did have a nice video on that earlier on, so I'm not going to talk too much about that, but I had Rodecaster Pro and 3 microphones. One was a backup, so there were 2 were used. And actually, the sound was excellent, I would say. It was really, really, really good. So looking back to this part again, only 1 hour, which is not a lot. That I was literally, when I was done and I needed to start the show, my hand was shaking a little bit. due to the fact that I was full of adrenaline. So I was a little bit too shaky about it for my taste, but it is what it is. And it was a strange environment. I didn't really know what to expect up front, which was also a bit of a challenge. But it all worked out, so I can say something about what I thought. It was a good product, with one exception, is that it did take some time to sync the projector and the Hollyland. Now, I already have something in the backlog if it comes to what I've already purchased, and I'm expecting it to be delivered somewhere in December, and that will help me to avoid that from happening in the future. However, until that time, I have to do what I can do with what I have. So that was a quick, but this product went perfectly. Once it worked, and that was like within about 20 seconds, it worked perfectly the whole time. No dropouts, no nothing. Everything was great. So I was really, really happy with that result. MT says, sounds like you had a well prepared for the event for reduced setup time. Yeah, so I actually did some preparations so that I had some cables already connected to devices so that I didn't have to worry about that also. So did my best to make that happen. Oh my, only set up without any great testing. That's hard. Yeah, there was no testing. No, there was no testing. As a matter of fact, MT, I have to admit that, well, like always, you always forget something, right? That's the way it goes, right? You know that. And so everything worked apart from one thing, and that is that on my Sony camera, I forgot to put in the adapter. So there was only with battery, and that battery is quite old, so it doesn't hold a lot of juice anymore. So it was like within 10 minutes it was gone. It's like, but luckily nobody figured that out and nothing happened, but it was a bit of a trick. That always happens. That's so funny. So yeah, no testing, absolutely. And but that I have to admit that this is the last time I'm going to do that within 50 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Noel, what's going on? All the way from Puerto Rico. Love my Hollyland 300 Pro Enhanced for weddings and graduations. Cool. So Noel seems to be a very good candidate to ask some questions, if any. But great of you to be here, Noel. Petra in cave mode. I hope not. I hope that that's gone. Should be gone now. The cave mode. It should be gone. Let me check very quickly, because otherwise, hello. Yep, everything should be fine. Yeah, I had a little bit of cave mode there just now, empty. It was especially for my dad. George, can you explain the sync issue a bit? Yeah. So, what happened was that because I didn't have any scaler between well, let me just say, imagine that this screen right here is the screen that is in the venue that people can have a look at in the venue, right? So I have my laptop right here. I'm presenting, and what basically happens is that if I put my HDMI cable in my laptop, then it takes about 1 or 2 seconds and maybe 1 or 2 flickers before this one becomes stable and is showing the correct thing, especially if it's a beamer or a projector, as we call it in the States, and a beamer, as we call it over here. So that means that it will take some time before it flippers to the correct orientation. That is always the same thing. That's literally how it always works, and I'm not surprised by it. But it does take some 10-15 seconds, and which is quite a lot, especially if you want to have a show that is rolling. Now, in order to avoid that from happening, what I would recommend is to add a scaler in between. And Decimator has the Now I forget the name, but Decimator Design has a very nice product for that. Design. I can tell you, I know exactly what it is, but I just want to make sure that I'm not mistaking my mini converters. Let me show you my screen a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. There you go. So that's a decimator, and it's the MDHX. So that's this one right here. This one, that one I have in back order already, and it's coming in December. And this MDHX is basically a product that you put between your laptop, the presentation laptop, and both the screens in the venue and your ATEM Mini. And that will allow you to have not that problem because it has one setup and it will not change from that. That is what it will be, and nothing less, nothing more. Again, that product is in the backlog. It is already purchased. However, it's not there, and it's you know, the things that things take some time these days. So December probably I will have it. So that is the sync issue. And that was the only issue. After that, everything went fine. As long as the laptop didn't change, everything was fine. Oh. The audio changed when the... Okay. I fixed it. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I figured it out. Thanks, Keith, for saying that. I know exactly what happened. It's coming. It's getting a go. It's okay. So George is happy. Yeah, that's the explanation. Indeed, the MTHX. That's the one. The HX. Yeah, that's the one exactly. Yep, got it. That we're back to we've made sure that we had everybody lined up. Okay, then let's talk about the system itself. So what I'll do is that I will be going to my demo desk. I will have to add a microphone here. Be aware, and I'm gonna say it up front, I am very close to the fan noise of the computer that is producing this show. However, it should be better than last time that I did it. So please tell me what you think about it. I will try to iron out a little bit better. However, I think it's already better than last time. But I do need to put the clip right here, and that takes a few seconds. So that is an FYI for you guys. And I will now be going to my studio demo tour. But I have to be careful for Kermit because he's lying right there. So I have to be careful. All right. So Kermit is my cat, and I love him to death, but it's quite a challenge for me to make sure that he is right there and working perfectly. Okay. I'm bringing in your comments here, so I do see your comments here, and I am able to switch the show still from here. All right. So this is the Hollyland Mars 300 Pro Enhanced, and this is what it looks like right here. As you can see, there you go. That is what it looks like. It states Mars 300 Pro Enhanced, 300 feet, which is a lot. That is a lot of space that you can achieve. And I have to admit that I actually tried it. I actually went all the way from my studio to my living room to the very back of my condo without any drops. Everything worked fine, And I also walked on the gallery to a few houses further down the road, and it was all working like a charm. So I can tell you it is really, really good. So that is so this is the product. Let me make sure that I'm also here on the screen that you can see me. So let's show you the box. So this is, it states Hollyland view on this side, nothing here. Hollyland for a better view. Then you've got here some markers, and this is just some made in China parts right here. So let's open it up and show you what's in the box. And please let me know. I see that my audio is distorted, so I will be making sure that the audio is a little bit lower, or I will also lower this a little bit to make sure that it's better. I hope that this is better. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's check it out, what we see inside of it. So we have here a manual, a user manual, and it's very thin. It just gives you some information on what the possibilities are, how you can connect it to your camera, which I will show you a little bit in a few minutes, and the installation. And here you've got the quick guide for the iOS device. So that is what you have here. I'm not a person that really looks into the manuals that much, but it is there. Then here you see, thank you, let's get in touch. Thank you for your support of Hollyland Technology. We would love to hear your feedback, and so that we can provide better products and services. And also there's a Hollyland product user group, and there's also some community things that we can use here. So I'll definitely be part of that community group, so that I'm able also to provide you more information in the future. I see that my sound is a little bit better. That's great to hear. Thanks. All right, now let's show you what's in the box. So these are the two products right here, and this is the receiver unit. This is a bit more plasticky. It feels plasticky than the other one, and you can here see that it has a HDMI out 2 and an HDMI out 1, so 1 and 2, which means that you can actually hook up 2 monitors from the same unit, and a adapter, so that you don't need to use a battery. However, I will show what it looks like with the battery, which you can put right here. On this side, you see that it's a receiver unit. RX stands for receiver, and here you can switch it on, and then there's a nice LED display to show you some information. So almost sounds like the plug isn't sealed. Okay, that's something that we can try to fix. It is. It should be. It should be. If not, then I need to figure out something else again. So that is this one right here, and this is the transmitter right here. And this one feels a bit more product-wise good. It's more sturdy. It also is more heavy than the other one, and it looks the same, as you can see, but this is an HDMI in, and this is an HDMI loop out. So what you basically do is that you bring your camera in via HDMI in, and then the loop out means that you can then put it into your recorder device, for example, your local recorder device. And then again, here the possibility to use it with an adapter instead of a battery. And here you have the battery again. And here you have the same setup again, with the only difference that it states TX right here. And here you see that it also contains two antennas. Now, without the antenna, it does not work. You cannot use this product without the antenna. So I know that that's a bit logical. You see that more often during the different applications with antennas. However, that was something that I didn't really thought about, because I know that there's also a Mars 300, let's say a standard edition, without these additional antennas. And I was thinking that that would be the same, but that's not the truth. You really need to make sure that the antenna is changed. So let's do that. So I'll just remove these two plastic products, and there is a location here, so I'm going to throw them in, and there are actually 3 antennas. You only need 2, but that is a good thing. So let's put them on. So that's 1, and that is 2. And then of course we also need to add a battery, and I did see MT's reaction that it was a Sony battery, and that is indeed the case. So I do have a Sony battery with me here. This is a big one. It's actually the NPF760L, 7.2 volts, 4400 milliamp hour. So it's a big battery. It is not a Sony branded one, but yeah, that's fine with me. And the other thing, and there's this release button right here. So I'm just putting it in, and then I'll just navigate this one right here, and then click. That's it. So now it's connected. I can just put it right here, and that's done. Oh, you cannot see it. Let's put it right there so that you can see it. Done. Then let's do the same for the receiver. And the receiver you can see right here. Oh, and by the way, this is a cable that you get. So this is the USB-C to USB cable for charging, which is great. And another thing that is great is that you also have an additional mount point that is available. And so that means that not only that you can mount it on a tripod or on your camera vertically, so from this one, you can also do it horizontally. So you can put this one right here, and then use this for your cold tube mount. So here you've got the screw holes. I don't know what they're called in English, but I'll just tell that way. And you just put it right there, and then you can use the cold tube mount, which is also included here. And you can just put it either here or there. One of the two. That's all up to you. So also here, I'm just gonna make sure that this one is unlocked. Get a second battery. For some reason, this one is a little bit more tricky. There you go. And now I can remove the box from the screen. And this is what looks like on the top. This is what looks like there. And well, you can see it's quite a big chunk of material right there, right? All right, so what I've done is that I've already connected a HDMI setup on my ATEM Mini that I have right here, right out of frame. So it looks like this one right here. So what I like about this kind of cable is that it's really small and it's easy to maintain. So I have one of these connected, and I will incorporate the receiver on that side. So I'll do that right now. So I will make sure that it is in the HDMI out 1. I don't know if it's any problem or something to put it somewhere else, but I just think that one will do. I'll switch it on, and hopefully you can see that it will automatically start the process of trying to connect. It states that it has 8.1 volt. It states that it has full access, but it doesn't see any video. So I'll just make sure that it can get a video by using the transmitter. Another small cable right here, which I do like. These are really good cables. They are very expensive though, but these are AudioQuest cables, and they're directional. So so there is an arrow on it. So I need to make sure that the arrow is pointing to the correct location. So I'm going to put this one in HDMI in, like so. And I'm now going to connect my phone, which is not the most perfect scenario, but it is all I can do at the moment. So as you can see, it's basically trying to establish connection, and I'm using the Solo Cam by LiveView because it has a very nice clean setup, as you can see right here. But you will see the text that you see right there, so you will see that in a moment. But that is cool for me. Now what I'll do is that I will go to number 3, and if all is well, you will see Hollyland there. I will also make sure that you can see me in the meantime, and I will be connecting my camera to the transmitter, and I will be switching it on. So it's now switched on, and I will now, and you will see it popping up in a few seconds. I am expecting it to be there within 10 seconds or so. So it should be linking at the moment. I am checking it on my confidence monitor right there. It is connected. It does still state no video for some reason. So let's see if I did something wrong here. No, I did everything correct. So there you go. So it was just a matter of time, 10-15 seconds, and you have it. So this is my setup right here. So again, you seeing the text, that's because it's via phone and not via a camera. But here you can see what I see. So it is connected on channel 8. It's using 8 volts, and it's getting 1080p 50 from my iPhone, as you can see, and it is really going very nicely. And on the other end, you will see here that it's on channel 8. It's providing 1080p 60, or 60, was it 60 or 50? Oh, it states 60, sorry. So 1080p 60 right here, and 8.1 volt. Now, as you can see, it is actually having a fan, but the fan is really, yeah, you barely can hear it. It's not much at all. It's quite okay. So that is what you can see right there. Well, I really liked this. This is quite a nice setup, I have to admit. And as you can see, it actually works quite well. And maybe not as fast as you might think. That did take about 10 seconds to go. And what I did is that I actually took this like so, and I actually went all the way to the end of my condo, which is about 20 meters from here. And I also went outside, and that was about 60 meters without any problem. And after that, I just went back because it was cold. But it is really a nice product, and again, it was quite well for what I needed to do. So we unboxed the system. I showed you how you can connect with it and that kind of stuff. But what I didn't do is that I didn't yet added the iOS application. So I'm going to leave the setup right here. I'm gonna make sure that I have something to show if I am ready. So I'll make sure that I will have this one there as a fallback scenario, and I will be now going back to my desk to talk to you later and also answer your questions. So I will be dropping off this audio for just a minute. And we're back. So, okay, all right, there we go. Sorry for that. I needed to make sure that I'm not falling over Kermit, who is still here. Let me show you. He's still here. He is not gone yet. So let me show you just to show you where I was just now. And there you go. So that's where I was just now. And that's where Kermit was lying right there, minding his own business. But yeah, I have to be careful, of course, because of my cat. You can imagine that, right? Okay, so that was that. Let me see if I have any questions. I am also interested to know what you guys thought about the improvement on the audio. I did know that it was not perfect. However, I hope that it at least was a little bit better than the other one. Let me see. Wow, a lot of comments. Let me make sure that I have everything. Yeah. That was, I talked about that. Oh, Elon, welcome. How are you? Great for you to be here. I didn't see that you before. Sorry for that. Okay. Gerard says, what about the delay of the Hollyland? Yeah, there is a delay. The delay is about, I didn't really look at it as I normally do with really like recording it and then checking the difference. But I think I'm pretty safe to say it's about 3-4 frames. So it is quite okay, to be honest, but there is a delay. And it is notable if you are switching between this camera and another camera that is pointing towards me and you can read my lips, then you will see that there's a difference between the two. However, that being said, if you're using it for something else, like for example, a presentation or a confidence monitor, it is really, really good. Also, if you use it for like a global view so that you cannot really see the lips move, it's actually quite nice and very usable for that as well. So don't worry about that at all. The audio was distorted, yes, Jordan. So indeed, I tried to fix that, and it seems that it was a bit better. Oh yeah, it's 80 milliseconds. That less than 80 milliseconds, which is quite nice. It's not a lot. Noah says, using the Hollyland in camera, it is better to use the receiver from the mic on the camera too. That way the video and audio sync wirelessly, because if you use the mic receiver on the ATEM, the sync is too much. That is true. That is true. That is absolutely true. Yeah. So indeed, if you really need to have it in sync, then you need to switch to that audio as well. So you can use audio follow video for that, and then that should be working as well for you. However, you will hear that it's a different setup. I did see somebody doing it on a stream the other day. I'm okay with that if it is something that you can expect. Like I literally saying to you that I'm going to do that. So you can expect that I'm doing that. However, if it is for a video that that is professional and you don't, then I don't really want to do it that way. But it is definitely a possibility. I agree with you, Noel. And I will be checking that mic jack, but it is fully it is literally perfectly aligned with the ATEM Mini at the moment. However, it's actually a wireless Go-ish product, so maybe I should just buy a wireless lavalier or something. I need to figure out something there, but I don't want to have a full-on setup there as well, because that I do want to have the space. The whole reason that I have the demo desk is that I can have the space to demo the product. It looks like an NPF. That is correct. That is indeed the camera. Indeed. Noah says I use the ND F750 batteries from eBay. Kessler brand for the Hollywood 300 Pro enhanced and last many hours. Also for my 5-inch and 7-inch monitors. Yeah, so I'm actually purposely using those big batteries because they last for a long time. I think that I've already used them for 2 hours now, and they're still going strong. I am not worried about them dying out at the moment at all. And they're still going strong. So if I go to this shot here, let me do that. So let's go to the ATEM again. So there you go. It's still doing that. So it's still literally active at the moment. So that is really cool. Oh, good to put a sparrow on it too. Yeah. MT says as standalone units stand by its own without lipping. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. However, about standalone units, that is actually also something that I need to tell you, is that you can actually also purchase a separate receiver as well. So you can have multiple receivers going into one single transmitter, which is quite interesting. George, good call. I recommend the Filmic Pro as an iPhone app with clean HDMI. Thank you, George. Really appreciate your smart remark. Yeah, and Keith, indeed, thanks. I will use that moving forward. Cool. Thanks. Camera was not in focus. Yeah. I know. It's not perfect. Noah says the same thing, so I should use Filmic Pro. That's easy. Okay, but again, I am actually in the market for the ZV-E10 by Sony, because I use Sony DSLR cameras within my studio, and I'm really loving the look and feel of it. And I am hoping to utilize the ZV-E10 as well as also a vlogging camera for as if I'm out and about, as that is what I also want to do with you guys. Maybe even bring you along for a journey in the future. Wireless love is like a Comica boom. Yeah, I still need to figure out what to do with that audio. I have very fantastic audio equipment. Don't get me wrong. I can make it perfect. The only thing is that, again, I want to keep it as small as possible, because I want to keep having that space to my disposal. Here I don't have that really. I do have a little bit here, but it's not a lot. So that's the reason why. Charles, welcome. Afraid when you play back a post show, you will find audio just not clear. Yeah, I know, Charles. MT says, in terms of audio, did you use, Aaron mentions the Comica Audio VD Live 10. It has a side, the left connection, a headphone jack, and it works like a charm. I think that you would say. It works like a talkback system. Yeah, I will definitely have to look into it. I'm falling a little bit behind looking in on the internet. This week was a bit of a awkward week for me, so a lot of personal stuff that we needed to figure out. So, but I will be back to my normal senses starting next week, so I'm not that worried about it anymore. Raoul says, I want to buy a vMix laptop. Which do you recommend? I want to bring 4 colors. That is a good question. So 4 colors, definitely an i7 processor. And I personally use the HP Omen laptop of 2 years ago. So it's not a current brand. But I definitely would look into the HP Omen laptops. Make sure it has a GeForce card inside of it, an NVIDIA GeForce, because vMix is very picky if it comes to the video processor. So that's a good one. And also have a look at the Alienware laptops by Dell, because these are also very good products. Basically what I'm saying, get a gaming laptop by either Dell or HP and make sure it is at least an i7, i9 even better, and it has a good video card by NVIDIA, a GeForce preferably. So I hope that that's helpful. And to bring in 4 colors, you do need to have a vMix 4K installed on your system, or alternatively, so that's a perpetual license. Or alternatively, what you can also do is that you can hook up with vMix Max, which is a subscription-based vMix product, and I believe I don't have that, but it's $50 per month or something. So that hopefully that helps. And of course, if it's just for 2 months or 1 month, you can just stop. By the way, very important, if you want to check out vMix, you do need to have a Windows laptop. Or sorry, desktop also possible, and you can use it. You can use the trial version for 60 days, so that's 2 months without any watermark or any issues with regard to less productivity. MT says, exact, you can connect a second receiver up to 4 iOS devices. Yes, let's talk about iOS devices. We didn't do that yet. So within the manual, there is this QR code right here. So I thought it would be cool to bring you along with the journey because I have not tried it yet. So what I'll do is that I'll make sure that you can see my screen. So I'm going to, again, start an NDI application. But this time a different one, the NDI HX capture. I'm going to click here to broadcast. And I will be setting that up very quickly. I'm doing this live. This was not rehearsed at all. But that's fine. We can do that. That one right there. Make sure that there's no audio. And then let's bring that one into the mix. So I do need to very quickly create an additional layer here. Luckily, I can do that very quickly without you waiting too long. So this one goes here, that one goes there, and I'm gonna move that to the X position right there. Boom. And if all is well with the wonderful technology, you will see my screen right there. There you go. So let's go ahead and use the camera and make sure that it is to the App Store right here. View on App Store. Oh, turn off. Hollyland, Hollyview, that is the one. So here you can see what you can all expect. Really cool. A lot of information. 3.3, that's not that great. but it says 4 out of 5 stars. So let's get that one. Double click to install. And let's install it together. Open it. Allow once. Don't allow. Okay, so now I'm going to connect. Connect to the Wi-Fi starting with HLD. The default password is 1234567 I'm not kidding. Okay. Okay. So let's connect to that. So let's go into the Wi-Fi settings. HLD, that's the one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join. Okay. Cancel. Hey. That's cool. You cannot see everything that I'm doing. That is cool. Huh. Let me reconnect a bit. Oh, that's right, because I'm gone now. That's fun. Okay. So now you cannot see what I'm doing, but I'm then just gonna show it here. Send to the last one. Oh, I need to enter the last 7 digits also. Too much work. So let me try to figure it out. From which? The serial number. Okay. I think that the serial number is right here. So no. I think that this is the serial number. Let me see. I think that this is the serial number. So I'm typing in the serial number now. I'll show you in a minute. So it's a hexadecimal system. Okay, and then it should, okay. Okay. Connect. No, it's not connecting. Well, it's not really working. I will figure that out later. I think that I don't know what the serial number is. Let me see. Typically, it's also on the box, but I. Oh wait, no, maybe it's the other one. That might be. Maybe it's the other one. There's another one here. Okay. It's not working. it's not working. This is what I get. It states that I have to connect to that system. I did that, and I also added that password, but it still needs to have that serial number. But I think that I'm taking the wrong serial number at the moment. Maybe I need other glasses or something. I will be figuring that out for you. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit longer than expected. But that being said, I of course will do that next week. Let me see. Farai is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Sorry to jump off topic, but would you say that the LiveView Solo is worth the price and reliability? I'd like to start using it for weddings. Thank you. I would, as long as you're online for online businesses, like you want to stream it to Facebook, to YouTube, or something, definitely a very good product. LiveView Solo, definitely a good product. I do want to recommend not to go for the LiveView Solo. This one, where is it? I think that I have it not in the studio at the moment. Well, it looks like this one. Actually, this one is actually the one that looks a lot like the one that I want you to purchase. So this is there is the LiveView Solo that you can get, but there's also one with an SDI port and also built-in Ethernet. I would definitely go with the one with built-in Ethernet. Sorry, not Ethernet. 4G modems. Sorry, with built-in 4G modems. The reason why I'm saying that very specifically is that it's getting harder and harder to get external modems. So if you have an internal modem in the system itself, it makes more sense to use that one. It's more future-proof, so to speak. So I think it's called the LiveView Solo Plus, if I'm not mistaken. But it's definitely worth every penny if it comes to the reliability, especially if you have LRT installed as well. LRT, LiveView Reliable Transport, that's a protocol that they use. It does cost you, top of my head, about 50 euros per month, but you can stop it whenever you don't use it. So it's 50 euros per month, but you can stop it. Typically that's what I do. So typically not during COVID, but during the normal years, I actually use the LiveView Solo also for Tech Condo to go places, to show you some stuff. Couldn't do it this year, couldn't do it last year, but hopefully next year we can do it again. And then I bring on my LiveView Solo, and that's really good, works perfectly. But I only use it during the summer months because now it's already dark and it doesn't make sense for me to go out at the moment. So for me, it's already dark outside. But yes, definitely maybe off topic, but that's okay. Charles says Filmic Pro is good. An alternative iOS app is AirMix Solo, which has clean HDMI out as well. Thanks, Charles, for mentioning that. I will definitely look into that. Maybe that would be a good idea for a future video, just to have a look and feel throughout all of those applications with clean feed to see what is best for your production. My Wi-Fi just tricked me. Oh wait, my Wi-Fi just tricked me, but I'm back. that's funny. I shifted the network. Definitely, that was the reason why I was totally gone with that connection, and makes perfect sense. The only thing is that I don't know which serial number that I need to enter now, and as you know, I have bad eyesight, so I want to take some time to figure it out. But I will show it to you, and I'm pretty sure that it's quite simple once you get the hang of it. Farai says, you're the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I wish you good luck. Again, also, the LiveView Solo, the normal one will do as well. But the LiveView Solo Plus, I think it's called, is a better option these days. It's also more expensive. So maybe look at your budget for that. If you want a recommendation for external modems, then check out the Nighthawk by what is the brand again? I'm spacing out on the brands. I have it in front of me, but I just cannot. Do I have it here somewhere? No, I don't. Oh. Come on. Now I want to know what it is. Nighthawk M1. Netgear, of course. There you go. Yes. The Netgear Nighthawk M1 is very, very good as an external modem. I would recommend it. Hands down, it's the best modem for everything. It's also it's quite expensive, I have to admit, but you can use it also for normal network. So you can just connect via network connection as well. You have Wi-Fi, you've got USB, and you've got the network, which is totally great. Very capable product. I like it. There you go. Netgear Insurance says, yeah, I spaced out of it a little bit there. Yeah, that's it that I have for you in store today. I hope that you liked it. Again, maybe a quick summary. The Hollyland Mars 300 is an HDMI wireless receiver and transmitter. Works on batteries, works on USB power. Has a very limited delay with less than 80 milliseconds. Really capable, very stable also. You can, indeed, the 300 feet is something that is definitely possible. That is with eye of sight, right? So you do need to have a straight line. If there's something in between, it becomes less. However, looking at the tests that I did so far, I can definitely say it's definitely 30, 40 meters without any problem with something in between. Again, very capable product there. And you can use it for having two HDMI outputs. And I will definitely recommend it as a confidence monitor solution. So for your talent, or alternatively, if you want to bring in a presentation and you don't want to have a long HDMI cable all the way to that area, or you want to have a HDMI to SDI and SDI to HDMI again, which is not the best practice. I am saying that with the idea that you're using an ATEM Mini, so that you're using a switcher that has HDMI and not SDI. That's something to take into account. All right, that's what we have had in store today. It took a little bit longer than I had expected. However, I think that if you are really interested in the Mars, I think that you get a lot of ideas from this show. Talking about the show next week, I'm still debating on what I want to do there. I could do a few things. I can maybe show you 100% exactly what the setup was of last Thursday. So I will be walking you through the whole setup from A to Z, from the two cameras that I used all the way towards the ATEMs, all the way towards a Microsoft Teams setup. Of course, I'm not going to broadcast it to Microsoft Teams, but I will be broadcasting it to you guys via Facebook or to YouTube. However, yeah, that's maybe something that you like. If you like that kind of content, please say yes in the comments so that I know that you like that as a content product. Next to that, I am also considering to look into a new application for myself, which is ProPresenter. It's being used quite dramatically a lot in the House of Worship industry. And my use case is both for House of Worship over here in Venray, but also for other possibilities, like for example pushing some graphics to a screen, which is different than on the live stream. So that is also something that I am considering to understand and to figure out how I can use it. I have no clue, to be honest, how I can use it yet, but let me know if that is interesting for you. I can also show you how we produce our show. And for one, there's a queue. Clear queue. Sorry, MT, you were in the queue. That's the reason why it was popping up every time. There you go. There you go. So that's Pro Presenter that I'm trying to get some ideas about. Then of course our church service. Maybe I want to talk about how we do that. That is, by the way, with the LiveView products. It is not with the LiveView Solo, I have to admit. It is with the more professional broadcasting LiveView products, which I happen to have access to. But it might be something that you're interested as well in. And then, of course, even though it's falling a bit behind schedule, but I am actually still considering to talk about Raspberry Pi and how it can be used for upping your production value. So I will be starting that process as well. I had some personal things that I needed to take care of. As you know, my mom passed away 4 years ago. That was a week ago. And yesterday was her birthday. So you can imagine that last week and the week before is a little bit, a bit of an iffy week. So that's the reason why I could not really prepare that much. But next week, I'm quite happy to start again. Jordan says, I love Pro Presenter. I am not surprised. UHF for wireless works for me. Works for me. Yeah, I understood that. It works for me. Yeah. That's funny. The setup sounds great, so I can definitely talk about the setup next week. Yep, I can do that. So what I'll do is that I'll do the show via the setup. Now, that means that I will be using this computer to stream, but I will do everything via the other system so that you get the whole idea of everything, all the steps included. I will do that, no problem. So that will be the next. So that will be the next stream, definitely. That's all I had to store for you today. I hope that you liked it again. If you have any comments or questions during or after this show, please go ahead and write them down. I am paying attention to your comments. I will be discussing them maybe in a Q&A session or maybe separately if that is possible. So that is what I want to have in store. Don't forget to like this video. Also, if you are willing to assist me in some way, the best way is to subscribe to this channel if you have not done that yet. Like this video and all other videos that you're checking out. And last but not least, there is also the possibility for a super chat. That's not what monetization is great, but that's not the most important for me. The community is the most important thing. So I love for you to talk in the community. That's for me the best. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And you're so sweet. Raoul, thank you so much. I really love it. Love that. And also, indeed, like Gerard says, push the like button. Indeed. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a fantastic Saturday. Really appreciate you for being here. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.